Hi everyone, this is Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop, and in this reading we're going to look at the relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. We're going to see the energy, the feelings, the relationship between them. I'm going to start off with the purple Belvoir, purple Lenormand deck. See what we get for this couple. What was their relationship like? What did they feel for each other? Crossroad or road? Okay, let's see what else we get. Child. Well, this could be read several ways. It could represent parting of the ways. And then it could represent a new beginning, but it could also represent a child. There may have been a child. The key. A new door, a new beginning. Interesting. Mountain, enemies. Mountain in Lenormand usually means a burden or a block, something's blocking your path, but it could also represent a big enemy. And then we have the rider riding away. It's an unusual mixed set of cards. So we've got traveling and parting of the ways. A new beginning that opens the door, but there was a block, and then someone had to go on a journey. So I could read this two ways as well. It could be Jesus was blocked by an enemy and he had to leave, meaning he had to go to another place, so possibly escaped, but it could also be saying that Mary also left because of enemies. Usually the rider is associated with males, so it's more like a male had enemies, the key was enemies, and then someone had to escape. So it's very interesting because it starts off with the road and it ends with the rider. It's almost like escaping from an enemy is one way of reading it. Another way of reading it is that there could have been a child, and the key was that there was an enemy, or they had big enemies and they had to escape. A little bit sort of like the story of Mary and Joseph escaping into Egypt. It's almost like they had a child, Jesus being born, and the key was because they had enemies, they had to literally get away from their homeland and to escape. So it's almost like the same story. Which way should we go? And we have a child, which is the key, but we have an enemy. The other way, key, opening, new, something new. Child is the opening of the key, and then it shows that was blocked. So a new opening was blocked, and then someone had to escape or run away or get on the road. So let's do the sum total. Let's see what we get when we tally everything up. So we have 22 plus 13 plus 33 plus 21 plus 1 equals 90. So 9 plus 0 equals 9. So 9 represents the bouquet. Number 9 is the bouquet. There it is there, bouquet. So it ends on a bouquet. So romance, love, affection, beauty. The main spread does not show a lot of romance. Although the rider can be a romantic male, Usually it's a little bit of a Romeo type. And the child can sometimes represent a woman, female, but it's a little bit immature. I would have preferred to see the man and the woman cards. If the man and the woman showed up, there's the woman there, and the man being Jesus, I would have thought they were more of a couple. But the child and the rider often are immaturity, so not really sure. It looks more like escaping from an enemy to me. Perhaps that's what Mary Magdalene had to do when Jesus died. She might have had to escape. So now I'm going to ask the tarot cards the same question. Let's see the relationship between Mary Magdalene and Jesus. I'm going to use my black and white drawings tarot deck. So this one, whoops, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, I'll just put him aside because he flipped out. Strength. Strength card. The relationship between Jesus and Mary Magdalene. Sword. So Strength and Ace of Swords are both really about force and power. This feels a bit aggressive. Strength and force. And then we have wishes, happiness. The Chariot. Again, another strength, forceful card. Traveling as well, something about traveling. And feeling let down or disappointed or defeated. The Knight of Coins could represent Jesus, a young man, moving, slow moving. But this looks like defeat, like a battle and a defeat. It's almost like the enemy won. So it's almost like an emperor or a king or someone on a chariot. Back then, chariots were only driven by people with money and probably the Romans. And we've got here someone with luxury, lots of money and wine. And then we have like that's the crown, isn't it? We've even got a crown, a sword with a crown. And then power, it's almost like the Romans. It's got a feeling here of Rome. Doesn't really answer the question about Mary Magdalene and Jesus. I'm going to ask it again. I usually don't do this twice, but I'm just not getting a vibe with these couple. So we're going to do it again. Very rare time that I would do it again. Mary Magdalene and Jesus. Okay, children and also memories. Breakdown. So sudden shock, their world went upside down. Probably when he was crucified. Nasty words with the page. So we've got the Six of Cups, the Tower, and now with the Page of Swords. Searching and finding a way. This is like a new horizon. And the King of Cups. Could that be Jesus? Who is this king? Is this Jesus? Child, man and child. Something about a child keeps coming up about this question. It's talking about a child. It's talking about having to leave or figure out where you're going to go in the world. Sudden catastrophe, nasty words. This could also be a child. So there may have been children. I'm not really getting a clear picture of this couple. It feels quite detached, this reading. I'm not really feeling like there's a connection here between this couple very strongly. And neither did the Lenormand cards show that as well. So it seemed a little bit talking about more the situation that they were dealing with rather than each other. I'm not getting a very romantic vibe in either of the Lenormand or the tarot. I'm not getting love and romance energy. It's almost like escape from an enemy energy, and there's something about children or a child. So I'm going to give it one more try. I'm going to use the Gypsy tattoo cards this time. Again, I'm going to ask it the same question about Mary Magdalene and Jesus. How did they feel about each other? What was their relationship like? Just going to get to see what the Gypsy tattoo want to add. The wheel. Could be a bit of karmic wheel too. The cherries, temptation. Cherries represents temptation. The flower, the rose, I think she was called a rose. So there's a bit of romance now, finally, in the cards. Every rose has a thorn. Toxic heart. So it shows some sorrow and unhappiness and things going sour. And then the time, hourglass. Things, sands of time, takes time. It's not really saying a lot to me. I think that there's a sense here of two sexy or romantic cards, but it doesn't look like it ended very well for them both. So possibly the Wheel of Fortune represents, or the wheel represents, things were turning possibly quite fast. There was attraction in some way, but that went sour or bad, and it took time, but it also, time ran out. The hourglass could also mean time ran out. So really not getting a whole lot of connection with this couple. I'm just going to throw one extra card because I'm just feeling like it's not gone anywhere. And then we have the Hand of Fate, and that's what it is. I was expecting a bit more of a romantic love story. I was expecting some passion, some sort of like Romeo, Juliet type of, drama or emotional connection. I was expecting some sort of romantic saga, but I'm not getting any of that in the cards. It looks a bit sad. It looks a little bit like hidden, like they had to escape. And there was something about children, but wasn't really getting a strong connection of lovers with this couple. It's almost like they had to deal with enemies and had to be extra careful. That's the vibe that I'm getting through the cards, rather than some torrid love affair and torrid love story. This is Paris Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop.